2. You enter a room. You then choose and sit down at a table. Together, the 3 of you will decide what happens tonight. Roll for initiative.
Aw, man.
Yes.
Okay,
Damn it.
so looks like we've got Radical and Cubs with 20 and 19, so you two are going to be our commentators tonight.
Can I bribe the DM, please? Please?
Unfortunately, bribery does not work in this case, so you are going to be our tracker tonight. Radical, please feel free to go ahead and take it away.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final Pink Puff League race of the season. My name is CS Radical, your puff in shining armor. Join me in the booth, Cubs Rule 21 pub graduate, and of course, in the tracker position, Oscar424, and the lovely Dathis in the restream room. Cubs, what have we got for our runners tonight and our viewing audience?
We have the one of the flag sets for ZZ5. We have the Blue Moon flag set. You see, we have 8 bosses there. Apparently 9 with those objectives with the Eve Wall, but we have 8 bosses. We need to find 7 and get a crystal and go kill a butt.
Now, I'm not the best at math, but I think that's a lot of bosses.
It is a number. I'm not sure how many, but it is a number.
And because it's a lot of bosses, we're definitely going to have a lot of opportunities for some different paths, for some cheeky checks, everything that we would need tonight to make this race very interesting. But for those who are unfamiliar with the entire flag set, Cubs, what are some of the key things to look for with this flag set?
Biggest thing in this flag set, there's a new flag, See No Earned. That was part of 4.5. You will only get characters at the free character spot. So you will only see characters at the Watery Pass, Damsian, the 2 in Mysidia, and Ordeals, in addition to your starting 2. So you get 7 characters, and that's your party for the seed. You figure out at that point what you want to do. Now, there's plenty of power out there, because we do have uncapped T Wildish on, so you can find just about anything anywhere. But do you have the person to equip it, is the question.
And especially when you have to think about a forced hook route, you really want to hope that the party members that you do find, because it's also distinct 7, you really better hope you find a couple of things for some of this gear you pick up, because you're not going to see anybody else after you go underground.
Yeah, it is an advantage, because you do get to see your party, and you can sell off anything that you don't have a character that can equip it. So a lot of things are available in shops if you can't quite find what it is that you're looking for.
But we do see here at least an edge main to start, so you get something nice to start with. You get the punch mage as your bonus there in Yong, and a sand ruby to start, which isn't really going to help.
Yeah, it's a key item. It's in this flag set, it's a key item. That's what it does.
It's certainly not the best crystal. You'd be hoping to see, either a darkness or, an earth crystal if you had to pick one, but the sand ruby kind of looks like a crystal, and it's probably the most useless out of all of this.
Yeah, these flags with these objectives, it definitely, it takes the sand ruby and the magma key and just kind of makes 2 additional terminal key items that really just count toward your 10.
Absolutely. And as we see our runners starting to make their own different checks, we neglected to mention our 2 runners here, which were our first and second place finishers on the season. Funnel Cakes finishing in first, Reckless Charlie finishing in second. And we see here Funnel Cakes immediately going to check Edward, see what he's got there lying in bed with, while Charlie is taking a few peeks into what's going on in Evelyn Castle.
That's a pan. That'll be nice once we get underground. This is something we haven't seen in a tournament flag set in quite some time. There is a free key item at Edward. There is no need to hunt down D-Mist.
I mean, given that you have to look for at the very least 7 bosses, I feel like one more is kind of asking a little bit much.
You can get lucky and hit D-Mist as one of your bosses, but yeah, it's quite a hunt that you're on. It just turns the game into a big old scavenger hunt, basically.
And also, as we see on funnel side, a couple interesting things in the free treasury: a coffin grimoire, a bandana to get that edge a little bit higher up there on the attack, so not too bad to start with.
There's a freebie power shirt and Evelyn for Charlie. That'll be. And the defense, all right, we're starting to come up with some items. That defense sword could just be a dart in a pinch, but likely to see it either a Cecil or an Edge. We don't know, or a Cecil or a Kane. So likely we'll be able to equip that. But that power shirt, if we can find anything else for Edge, even if he's starting with a claw, we don't know what he's starting with it. Even if he's starting with a claw, that will really upgrade his damage output early.
And you do say that, but that's also assuming that we even get to see one of Cecil or Kane in this, because, well, we only got five more characters to look from. Or sorry, is it 6 because Edge doesn't technically count because it's a starter?
Edge does count, yeah. It's 7,
Okay.
including your 2 starting characters.
So there we go. So we're already starting to get down to the nitty gritty early. So we'll see how the characters shape out when our runners start to look to see what's hanging around.
So you got a defense sword and an arty bow in the left tower. Boy, those look nice in your inventory with characters who can't equip them, right?
Yeah, it's going to make those character checks a little bit more nail biting. Although seeing a Rosa there in Damsian makes at least one option.
Arty Power Shirt Rosa is going to be very effective for this overworld, really for most of the seed. If either Funnel or Charlie want to go that route.
And we'll see with depending on the characters that we find, not to mention any more interesting gear that we'll see along the way. As we look to get our first dungeon check here as Funnel heads towards Antlion.
Edge starting with the Thunderclaw. It's nice to have 2 starting Thunderclaws. Very nice to have situationally, but especially with Edge, you want a second weapon for him to equip. Just to start it with his damage calculation, he deals more damage with 2 weapons equipped. So you want to find just even like a silver dagger right now would be really helpful for Edge.
Yeah, and then obviously if you can find a long sword or a ninja sword, that'd be extra happy.
Yeah. But you're always happy to see a Thunderclaw early with Radical. Put the spoiler log down.
I didn't do it.
Saying you're always happy to see a Thunderclaw early because it's going to be useful against quite a few bosses throughout this seed, but Thunderlong is really not bad.
Please hand the DM back his notes.
I refuse.
I don't wanna. Can I refuse to fight this Mom Bomb? Because this is I just hate Mom Bomb. It's so bad seeing Mom Bomb. Why?
I mean, it's in a spot that you don't hate nearly as much because it's an easier spot, but it's still Mom Bomb with a lot of HP in a spot that's not supposed to be this lengthy.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
At this point, you're just waiting for the explosions just to get the ninja, the fire, or the flame, I should say, spell out there just to kind of take care of that quickly, but, you know.
Charlie, at the same time, a Leviathan, we don't see Mistcave very often. We're going to see that a lot on this flag set in this upcoming tournament, Mistcave and Waterfall. But the Leviathan, we don't need him. Reset out, and he gets to live today. He can just sit there in Mistcave. Now, Funnel did not go to Watery Pass. We don't know who this character is yet. This could be very interesting.
And not much there for Funnel and Antlion either, so we'll see here on Charlie's side what's hanging out there. Oh, well, I guess that's an exit spell.
Dathis, you're supposed to randomize the seed.
No.
Excuse you?
Okay, Asuka doing her best Dathis impression with the vanilla.
Excuse you?
That light sword is nice.
Gee, as we're down to only 3 more characters left to discover, it'd be nice if we could have some for those characters that, you know, could use them. Although I guess that ninja shirt's pretty nice, and a sorcerer robe.
The ninja shirt is, that's 25,000 gil. That's great.
Oh, we'll see some more characters as Funnel goes up to Hobbs as well. Or potentially a copy.
No character, but we do have our first objective.
I was going to say, what are you talking about? There's oh, wait, that's the boss. I mean, at least you need that.
Yeah, it's not quite the Cecil we want to see in the end. Charlie is going to be very happy with this Rosa. Assuming I have not seen if we found any arrows, but again, Arty Bow Power Shirt Rosa is going to be a force to reckon with on this overworld.
Antlion Cave did get samurai arrows.
If Charlie goes there, that wouldn't surprise me to see Charlie hold off on that and go see the rest of his characters. I know on this the Blue Moon Seeds I've done, I feel like I check characters first and then go straight to ordeals, just because 3 bosses. So that wouldn't surprise. Oh, hi.
Well,
Okay, that's something to file in those and file back in your head for later. That's yeah.
and you're probably thinking, "But wait, this is a really early spot in the game. Golbez can't be that bad." Well, with the speed that it comes with in that spot, it's not great.
Well, problem is that spot has actually no magic power at all. So if you're relying on Golbez to just knock himself out with the spells, that ain't gonna happen there. That's you're lucky if a reflected virus does 100 damage to him. So we're just gonna have to come back later with a little more power to take him out.
I mean, you have some interesting weapons here that could help with that, but it's not like anybody is able to use them currently.
Well, I think Charlie bought a longsword earlier, so he's got 2 longswords for his edge. Funnel is about to pick up the Rosa. He does not have the Artie bow, but I don't know if he's picking up the Tella.
He's already
I don't
got the
know if he's
Rosa, yeah.
picked up yeah, and there's the longswords going on edge.
So that should just mean Mysidia and Ordeals is left. So
Yes.
we're going to be running very quickly out of characters to check here.
Yeah, and especially if we see a Cecil, I think we're going to see both runners go to Ordeals and then immediately after Ordeals go to Evelyn, because the call of the Crystal Sword is quite strong.
That it is. And given with what's left, I mean, we know Fu can't be any of them. So, there's a good chance you should see something you like, at least from, a damage perspective. But, it always could just throw a curveball in there and just throw, I don't know, Rydia, Edward, Porum just for fun.
Why are you going to do that? I mean, yes, we need an anchor, but why are you going to do that?
Well, look, I've already called a longsword. I might as well start just making calls out now, because that way I get to look extra smart if I get them right.
I mean, if you have the notes, though, is it really guessing?
Why are you assuming I have the notes? It's very rude. I am not a cheater.
Well, Sparkle here at Baronian. Unfortunately, we don't need any Sparkles tonight. But you do get to see the effect of the See No Earn flag. It's a nice little pig that we get to try and save.
Although if there's any boss I'm going to want to see in this spot, I'm very happy to see that. I don't want to see Plague anywhere except in a spot where it can go away very quickly.
Yeah, Funnel picked up a Mute Knife, and that Edge is going to do some work with that Mute Knife here coming up. It'll also... It increases the power of his flame here if he wants to go that route. Well, we're just going to throw the Gaia Drum. That works.
Yeah, we're not looking to fool around. Although we're going to go cheeky with a Grimoire Call as well and see what happens. So who's holding out for the Chocobo?
Oh, the Odin.
That was the other idea. You either get the weakest one, or you get the one that doesn't even do anything.
Odin actually can do something to Mylon and friends. If Odin hits, it will take out the friends, and it will make Mylon disappear. But Mylon will still attack you while he's invisible.
That's good to know.
There's certainly coding done on this video game. Karma, thank you very much for the 5 gift subs. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone being here for all these races that we put on. Wouldn't be the same without everyone watching at home.
And great to have this many people here joining us for the last race of the Puff season here. Season number 3, as it is too.
It's weird to be on this end of the race.
I mean, it also is on my end, but that's because I actually haven't graduated because I just gave up on trying.
Nah, well. Oh, hi, Luca Key. I'm torn on Luca. It's nice to see, but warp glitch is on. So
Well, if the boss happens to be interesting down there.
Yeah, that's the problem. look, we don't like spending time doing things in races, and it's still a minute and a half to 2 minutes to walk down there to check.
But that's why it's fun. Warp glitch is on, but you still gotta look potentially. How bad do you want that one last boss you're looking for?
It actually does open up where you can go with the Luca key, check the item and boss first. You can just reset out if you don't want to fight the boss, and if you want the key item, then you can hit it warp glitch.
I'm 1 for 3. Uh-oh, I'm 2 for 3. Oh.
All right, Asuka, where'd you put the spoon?
I swear to God, there's already an ordeals.
And there's an Edward in the tower for funnel cakes.
Oh, no.
So,
I mean, you do the math here, it's a 1 in 5 chance?
this is getting a little concerning. If we have, this is kind of setting up for a very early D machine, which I don't know if either of our runners are gonna want to take that, because that's a risk on this flag set. That's a lot of time you're spending for levels you're likely going to get elsewhere.
I guess really at this point you're hoping for a Cecil and anything. Well, even the Cane you take at this point.
You know,
I mean, heck, even with the rune, actually, you might even take the Sid now.
I was about to say, Kane with a Drain Spear would actually be very good for Val protection with this team. I think you could drop Yang and take the Kane.
Well, let's see.
Radical!
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Crisis averted.
I was going to say, if you name every character, I guess you're going to be right eventually.
Where's your crystal sword now, players?
You know what? It still buys a lot of Sirens or Bacchus.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little sad now.
Can't have power overwhelming if you don't have a Cecil.
You have power very underwhelming with Mr. Gets me killed in fights because he low rolls.
I mean, there's a power shirt. Does that count?
No, he'll still get me killed in fights because he low rolls. The dimmest of pales here on the first spot on Mount Ordeals. Again,
still annoying, but not as bad.
Yeah, it's just, the fight's gonna take 3 times as long because you have to sit through every slow animation. But
Realizing though that since Funnel has not been to Castle Evelyn yet, there's no Artie Bow in his future yet. While Charlie is going to have that advantage. Oh, yeah. There's the Valak Fabul, by the way.
I don't know if you're. I think you're okay seeing this with the Edge. That worried about the tornado form because you can just dart her to death. Yeah, that light sword is no longer being equipped, as we know. So goodbye.
And I mean, worst case scenario, you do have a Cane in the future. So if that fight wasn't going to be takeable now, it would have been fine in a few minutes, really.
Yes, yeah.
But it's over and done with now, and we didn't need that light sword anyway.
That is our second objective there for Charlie. We did need to find Val. That's funny. We have most of the fiends up here, but Mylon just gets to sit off in a corner somewhere. Although apparently Ordeals is having a moon party or something. I don't know what's going on here.
Look. It's I heard down the grapevine that Ordeals was running on hard times, so they opened up an Airbnb.
Ogo is not the person I want to see renting out my Airbnb because he's just going to flood the whole place. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I mean, it depends on what you're into. I mean, if you really like water beds.
I prefer the water stay in the bed, not, all over the rest of the house.
Well, I mean, that's your opinion, man.
I mean, I don't want to have to replace my water bed every, couple days. God.
Well, that's why you let him flood the place. The entire area is a bed now.
Oh, Charlie, apparently, Charlie took the Golbez fight. I missed that one entirely. So Charlie has 3 objectives down already.
Yeah, very forgiving seat so far, and at least throwing a bunch of our objectives out early.
And there's our hook. So Ordeals required. You ever just see a free boss in a spot you just want to throw it somewhere else?
Yeah, you get the hook, and then they follow by giving you the free fight, and you're going, no, wait, like one more boss at least.
Look, you can't just put that in Ribbon Room for the free 100 grand later, please, please.
What about at the end of Giant for 300?
If you give me 10 key items, I'll take that. You know what? I'd actually rather give me a stack of hourglasses and either Baron Guards or Dimps. I'm gonna hit him with those sweet Life 2 glitches. XP for days.
Can't have enough XP.
There's no such thing as too many levels.
I mean,
way.
what's wrong with being level 80 or 90, right?
Absolutely nothing. Unless you're Tella, and then I think he actually starts losing agility at that point. I don't know. He gets real screwy with his stats.
I mean, it's Tella though.
Yeah.
Is it really a loss?
No. I mean, I definitely didn't have to get Tella to like 66 one time just to be able to get him the 28 agility with a ninja hat. That definitely didn't happen in the seed.
Look, sometimes you do things for magic.
Yeah, did you know Tella hits 20 agility at like level 45 or something incredibly stupid?
Look,
Don't ask me
look.
why I know this.
he's had years of knee problems. That's what I've heard.
Well, okay. So the knees give out on the Mediocast. Okay, that explains a lot. Well, Funnel, just gonna see disappointment here at Miss Cave. Wonder if he's gonna go back for Watery Pass here right now or not. Or, sorry, Waterfall. The bigger thing is, he has his hook. So he's pretty disincentivized from going to Fabul until he gets there, especially with that pan. Yeah,
and Phone's gonna check it, which makes sense. Oh no.
No, he's going for the gold best.
I was gonna say, I realized, yeah, he was just taking that.
Yeah,
it made sense. If Funnel's already checking Mist, you're gonna check Waterfall. You might as well check those off now. Get them out of your head.
Yeah, he checked this one earlier when he party order. I'm guessing something's not quite. Yeah, he wanted. Aha. Well, we can guarantee. I guess you almost don't need a veil at this spot.
Also, I don't understand. I thought it was no earned. Why are there pigs in the party now?
As was said earlier, there was coding done on this video game, and there is a priority system in place for status effects. And for some reason, Pig, Toad, Size, the mini, all of those are ahead on the priority of Golbez's Paralyze here. So you Pig yourself going in, you can Venom as well, that's also ahead on the priority list. And Paralyze, it's just like, yeah, you can try Golbez. It's not going to happen.
Now, unfortunately, Demolish is still going to hurt.
Yes. Yeah, nothing you can do about that one. Unless you have a Ribbon or... If you have Ribbon or Adamant Armor, in which case you really don't care about Golbez at all, and he's just going to die very quickly. Getting a little unlucky in that the Yang stayed up. Yang's not going to help you much, and again, the spell power here is very low. Might even want to try and get Kane back up with the Rune Axe just to deal with... I'm not sure if... the walls will probably hold out. But with the Edge Fast Anchor, I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost worth kind of taking a risk and trying to get at least one of them to get, like, live for at least one attack.
Yeah. And we're getting the Edge up, and a couple hits from Edge will take care of this. The Golbez script, however, I think we actually have to do the full 3,000 damage before the script kicks in. I don't think it's just the spot, the HP of the spot. Unless I've horribly miscounted at this spot in the past.
Well, we'll certainly find out shortly.
Yeah, we're getting there. A couple hundred at a time. Edge being up helps. I wonder if Flame might not actually be better here with the Mute Knife and Golbez's weakness to fire. But
no,
we are
it's
through.
Over and done with. Nothing to worry about here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Funnel go to Fabul now. I think he's going to go straight down the hook route. Because if you have the pan, you just don't want to make multiple trips to Fabul if you don't have to.
Not good. Charlie doesn't know that Val is sitting there, but...
Yeah. Well, funnel. Charlie.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm mixing my stuff up here.
Oh, trust me, you won't be the first. It won't be the last. I've done it multiple times already. We got it now. Now that the pigs have outlived their usefulness, we need to get rid of that. No, piggy, go away.
And also, it's time to go dig a little bit deeper into the Evelyn Castle as well, see what we can find. Because if you're gonna go down the hook, oh no, we're just going straight in. Never mind.
I get like I said, Evelyn is almost must hit if you have a Cecil in your party. But without being able to use the holy swords, it really takes away somewhat from what Evelyn can do for you, if you don't hit it right at the start. Do have life potions and coffins here at Evelyn. Those are always nice to see. If there was Iridia, we might take the Leviathan orb, but no.
Well, we know there won't be one now.
It's just gonna sit there. Oh. Funnel, I think, is taking those coffins. I think we're going to Evelyn now. Because we can coffin most of what's there.
Yeah. If you can get some real good stuff here, because there's always a chance you could see some lovely steel there for Edge as well.
Yeah, also try to get Rosa to Berserk before heading down the hook route. Maybe even to Blink.
And we also know too, like, there is some useful stuff hanging out there, even just in the free chest.
Yeah.
We know that there's a power shirt, we know there's an arty bow, so there are definitely some things worthwhile getting here, even without the trap chest.
And we didn't see the right tower, so we don't know what's there. There might be more.
Whereas Charlie is continuing filling out the rest of the map here by going through Baron Inn, soon to be doing the hook route as well.
We're gonna flame the skulls. Staleman. I don't like Staleman. They're annoying. But if the stone, I mean, Tella trying to not be Tella and actually hit with a stone.
It is asking for a lot, but we'll see.
Even from the center
Hey!
slide. All right. He got one. That might be his only one, but he got one. And that is the one to do it, because you can use coffins on the other two fights.
The real question, though, is what's in the box?
Well,
ooh, that might be nice.
That is going to be very interesting in a moment, because you're going to have an arty heroine robe Rosa, and you can put the power shirt on Edge. And you're just ready for the hook route at that point. Like, you don't need anything else. That absolutely gets you to the hook.
Now, it's a little annoying that Rose is down, but...
Yeah, trying to life glitch the Mad Ogres, and they're just not playing nice. Not giving him a chance to actually use those life potions.
They have the notes. I don't have the notes. They have the notes.
The board AI is strong in this one. All right, we're through the ogres.
Box number 2.
Ah, I see 63,500 gil in our future.
Or an emergency dart if you really, really need it.
This is true. That could be a very nice dart. That alone might just get you through the King-Queen spot.
And I mean, Funnel yeeted that Edward, so if you come across a spoon, you got some mighty fine darts in your future.
It's possible, depending on when we see a spoon, that we could see him go back for it if he hasn't grinded yet. I mean, slingshotting Edward is always, if you have the spoon, is always nice. But yeah, I think that's going to be a dart in the future for both of our runners tonight.
A few more Samurai Mute arrows, so there's some nice stock for your arty.
Charlie coming back in as well. He's going to get his heroine robe and his X-Cal.
A free Siren for fun as well.
Don't hate it. Absolutely don't hate it.
So we got one more trap left on the right-hand side, and we didn't even see anything of the treasure there either. So we'll see what interesting things we pick up before we start going down that hook route.
Middle sword would have been very nice early. Not so much now.
See, that's just Gil now.
Yeah. I don't even remember if you can throw the middle sword.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, it gets screwy what you can and can't dart in this game.
It's kind of interesting how some of Edge's weapons aren't throwable.
Yeah. And all the different spears that Kane has that aren't throwable.
I guess some of them just have, like, weight that we didn't realize was a thing, I guess.
I mean, we could just turn on World Series of Darts and throw actually everything.
I mean, I'd love to. Believe me, I would love to. That's not my decision. You have
World
to take
Series.
that up with a certain queen.
World Series of Darts for ZZ6.
I mean, don't tempt me with a good time.
You know what? You throw the arrows, they deal some damage.
That they do. So, with chest number 3, we get the last bit here, and there's that Berserk on Rosa, so...
Hey, another dart. Or 63,000 more gil. Your choice!
Well, you could say now it's Gil and a dart.
Yeah, you know what? Feature request. If World Series of Darts is on, we need an announcer yelling 180 after every boss fight.
Well, we do have somebody with the accent that could pull it off, but he keeps refusing to do comms, so we'll have to work on that one.
Speaking of darts, Drain Spears. Hello. We're going to grab a stack of those for the hook route.
Now it's time for my favorite game. What stuff don't I need anymore and can just go in somebody else's shop and they can deal with it?
It's one of the weird things. On this flag set, you don't have to worry about holding on to things. Unless you want to throw them with edge. And then it's like, is it worth the extra darts or the damage on the one?
My strategy is just to have lots of money and never spend it. I play this game like an actual JRPG.
Wait, you mean you can't take those six elixirs to the next seed? I feel lied to.
Yeah, I've tried that strategy a few times before. It always seems to kind of backfire. It's very disappointing.
Look, the DS version has a New Game Plus. They really should transfer on that one. So Kane gets our power shirt, and the power shirt defense arcane is not bad, but he'll still find a way to low roll with that. So
Yeah,
Rosa,
I mean, given what you got, you're kind of just working with what you have at this point.
yeah, Rosa's gonna be our main source of damage to get through this hook route. So Evil Wall.
I mean, it's also possible too, if Funnel wanted to, they could have tried to look for another one of those traps, see if they find something interesting, but just opting to be, no, we're just going to run up there now. We've spent enough time looting.
Well, we're gonna find out at least who's at the ruby spot.
Well, I mean, we know it's a pig, right?
Oh. Well, welcome to ZZ5, folks. Enjoy your free antlion.
Are we calling that free?
It's free pain. That's what it is.
It's free something. I mean, for us, it's free fun. For the runners, it's free suffering.
In free counters with every attack. Enjoy.
I mean, thankfully, if Rose is going to get through this fight, I mean, well, I guess you're not berserking her now. You're just going to have to start aiming.
Yeah, between that and Kane jumping. Well, you get Rosa aim, Kane jumping, Yang power. You'll get there.
If you really want to, you could also throw an Excala on this one, too, if you really didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. It's certainly not a bad place to use it. I mean, even at these levels, it's going to get you 5,000 to 5,500 damage.
But before we even consider that boss, we still have one more that we have to discover first. So we'll see what's waiting for us in the King-Queen spot, because we know, Dathis did roll a little bit of vanilla earlier, but it's not the case here.
Evil Wall? Please?
I mean, we've already got one joke in this. Why not?
Now, this is an Asuka special, so...
Yeah, don't
I can
anger
see
the
the
queen.
evil.
I just work here, man.
Oh, is it leg or quarter leg?
Oh, is it like opposite vanilla? It is chocolate.
Chocolate. All right, well, the two Boreases will get us through this very quickly. That is nice to see.
I suddenly have an urge of ice cream. What's wrong with this?
That you don't already have it with you.
That is a great point.
I have ice cream sandwiches.
Did you bring enough for the class?
Yeah, actually. I have enough for each one of you.
Sweet.
All right, well, we'll see you during Harp Jack.
Done deal.
I mean,
And now watch, we're not going to get one in this seed.
I was about to say we can't talk during Harp, but we can eat, right?
Right. That's the plan. It's a perfect break.
So yeah, the Antlion. Welcome to fun. Welcome to something here at the Rubicon spot.
I mean, I got to level with you. We need to have a little talk about what fun is.
This is I know some people in this booth would call this fun. It's not exactly my idea of fun, but it's someone's idea of fun.
I mean, I can break out the Dr. Evil quotation fingers for fun on this. I think that would work.
You're not wrong. If you can get blinks up, you're fine, but that's a pretty big if right now. Because, I mean, look, Rose is doing 1,000 a shot. You're not going to have her use blink.
Well, and there goes Kane already.
Kane, what am I going to do with you?
I mean, the 3 Drain Spheres are going to do wonders right now.
Yeah. Kane just giving us a preview of what the Z fight's going to look like when he lets us down again.
That's a very nice roll, though, on that second shot from Rosa. If you can get rolls like that, you're going to be a lot happier.
Yeah, the Artie Samurai with the combination with the Heroine Robe deals a ton of damage. Yeah, we're just trying to find any way to deal damage that we can that will not trigger a counter right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, in Young's case, too, because you don't really have any weaponry, like, power is really not going to do anything other than waste your time, so...
He's got the power shirt on, so it'll deal a little bit, but... I mean, it is still a Yang at around level 20.
And there's that first X-Cal gone.
Yeah. You might be lucky to see a couple hundred, maybe 400 or 500 from a power from Yang right now.
Well, no, we're just parrying now. We don't want to think about it. Oh, is that other one going? Yep.
Yep.
Bye, X-Cals. We hardly knew ye.
I mean, I could think of worse ways to use an X-Cal than to get through here.
Yeah, given the fight that's in here, it's an acceptable loss, I think.
Yeah, because you're walking down the hook route. You've got Telly. You're all set to Zerk Edge and just let him run wild. Oh. Okay, new plan. This isn't going to work. Nothing like seeing Antlion or Demist and having your Zerk plans just go to waste.
Yeah, I imagine that a few of our puffs that are racing tonight, when they come across that, there is going to be a momentary... Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have to note here, Funnel Cake's our winner this season. Still can't get past the pitfall trap.
Did you happen to see what's top of tower? I did not catch a glimpse of that.
That
No,
would be
I
a
missed it.
CPU because of lore and randomness.
I mean, that sounds
Indeed.
like fun. It's fun that you might not have to deal with, but we'll see.
Yeah. Top of tower is normally a very cheeky check that has an extremely high chance of paying out.
But right now, you got some options here because you have the freebie, you have a pan check. So there's already 4 free checks for you right now to check your items out. You have 2 bosses you can peek in Town of Monsters as well. So you have plenty of things you can do.
Yeah, and on these flags, I mean, you're really looking for Darkness Crystal right now. And maybe 1 or 2 other key items. And then you're in face check mode. That's basically the seed.
Yeah, depending on what you're looking for, like an Earth Crystal would be nice just to have a treasury to see if you can find some extra armor pieces, some crystal rings, like protect rings, anything to kind of help balance your characters out a little bit more. But yeah, if you really want the biggest thing of all, you want that Darkness Crystal in some of these free checks, because that's 6 more bosses available to you.
Plus the 2 in the Giant, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting
No.
Giant, because why would I go there?
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. It
Oh wait,
actually
it's a
exists.
7 out of 8 boss hunt. You probably should. Oh, there's some steel.
That's some Hanzo for Edge. I like that. But looking at our key item situation, if you just assume that we're going to find darkness at some point, and that's 8 boss spots you got. Harp locks 1, Package locks 1, Tower a 3rd, and Baron locks 3. So we don't have access to 7 boss spots with the Earth Crystal. We start hitting on a couple of those, there's not much reason to start looking for key items anymore.
Yeah, it's really going to depend on what some of these fights start showing up, because if we start seeing more of the bosses to check off here, you know, it's definitely going to open up the possibility for runners to start being a little more straightforward on what they pick, because they just know,
Yeah.
okay, I'm very close. If I just stick on this path, eventually I'm going to find what I want. You don't need to go crazy chasing for stuff. That pigtail is not going to help you, though.
That could be a crystal sword? Maybe?
Well, if you want money at this point, because you can't even throw it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate that you can't throw that one. It's
I mean,
really
I know the queen is in the background yelling "Yeet it" constantly, but we don't listen to that influence.
I mean, we can't throw carrots.
And not even a boss we need there,
Oh.
but they might be hiding items we need, so we'll see. But for
It's-
now, we do have 2 items we can check in Fabul again with the pan, so we'll see how that turns out as well.
It's always kind of painful seeing karate without a Cecil. It's like, hey, oh, wait, I forgot. No, we got to fight that one out.
Yeah.
And that between that and Octo, I don't think we're coming back here for a while.
See, this is what you get for asking for power overwhelming from me. The queen of power overwhelming can go to the big chocobo. Love y'all.
Look, I still want my money for the carrot. Come on.
There are no refunds. No refunds.
Assert dominance over the seed or something along those lines.
Well, it looks like Funnel right now is just going to start checking shops, trying to find some things to fill out. Silk webs are nice to note down.
The Soma drop is interesting if you're planning on keeping the Tella. Makes a potential D machine grind easier. Also, opens up that Meteo. It's not a great Meteo, but I mean, it's still Meteo. It'll still do a nice little chunk, even
Yeah.
for Tella.
I mean, you're still waiting to find that darkness first, unfortunately, so it's something to have in the back of your mind, depending on how the rest of the
Yeah.
seed shakes out with your choices here. I mean, if Sheila 1 or 2 gives you a darkness crystal, some of our runners, that thought will pop into their head.
That's the big question on the for ZZ5. When do you go to the moon? Because it's not just going to. You're not likely to take on maybe more than 1 or 2 bosses on the moon. Sometimes the information of what's there is better, especially if it's early.
I mean, realistically, and this is the way that I've looked at it, I know a lot of people say check it as soon as you can because it's 6 bosses. Why wouldn't you? You can just face check them and then run away if you don't see what you want or note down what you need. My logic is just throw the darts where they were on the board and just see what happens, because it's really just luck. It's really just a matter of guessing. Like, there are some cases where you can get the information in front of you that tells you where something is, but very few of them will happen. So you're really just guessing. There really isn't a wrong choice. There are some that you maybe should leave towards the end. Like, Harp is a big waste of time potentially for one boss. That's understandable. But most locations, it's just a guess, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, sure, some of them might take a little bit longer than others, but if you go 2 for 2 in that area versus somebody who goes to the moon and goes 0 for 6, you look like the genius and you win.
Well, I mean, you've got the script, so you've got the notes, so it's not really a fair fight in that case.
Well, in that case, I'm going to tell you that after Dark Elf, let's see, let me rifle through the pages here. I see a gauntlet in the future after this.
Don't hate it.
Give me back my book.
I rolled a 20. I won the book along with this seat. Okay?
No! You just won the right to open! The book is mine. You can't know what key items... I swear, if you choose another key item location that's correct, I will put you in timeout.
Look, I sacrificed my roll so I can not have a Cecil in this seed. I'm happy.
All right, fine. Something Super Mario RPG song at Harp. Okay, there.
And it's going to be a spoon.
You know what? I will accept this. You are good to continue.
Oh, it's a night, isn't it?
Those are words I would use.
Yes. So-
Ribbon asking me what's in Seal Cave.
We don't. You might know. The rest of us don't know.
Let's okay. Let me Nostradical this right now. Let's go for Artemis arrows and a D-Mist.
You know, I would not hate Artie arrows right now, especially with that bros a arty heroin robe.
If I see a
Yes,
blue
please.
robe, but it's water hack, I'm gonna laugh. Uh-oh.
Radical.
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 What have you done?
Radical. Radical.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay, you're off the hook.
And I thought I was bad with calling stuff. Come on, man.
Okay, you can't leave me alone. And make
I mean,
everything
am I
up here. Come
technically
on.
right because I made the joke that it would be water hag afterwards?
I was about
Yes,
to
you
like we
do.
said earlier.
It's great.
Look, if you say enough things, you're gonna be right eventually.
All right, so to re-answer the question, what's going to be at Steel Cave? Oh, let's see here. Past Darkness Crystal, Earth Crystal.
I mean, maybe.
Look. One of them's got to be. The numbers don't lie. And they spell disaster for our runners here tonight on Pink Puff League Final Race.
Yeah. Well, that is an objective. So, at least getting paid out a little bit for runners. This is going to be number 4 for Charlie. Actually, for both of them.
All right, I don't think I called what the item on this was going to be. So, just for fun, let's go with Legend Sword. Because, that'll help. Wait. No,
One?
Magma Key. Magma Key.
Hey, we can go underground.
I mean, we're going to get to see the warp glitch first, so I'll have to be... Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll see the warp glitch here in a moment.
Ah.
You know what? Actually, oh, Funnel doing something I've done before. Don't go to exit when you mean to warp. That's a very bad thing. Okay.
Well, my streak is not happening. Sorry.
Well, honestly, this is almost best case scenario because that's 4 more bosses that just opened up.
and
I guess 3 because we saw the opening boss.
and they're not high levels, so they should be things that you can mostly handle. And yeah, 4 checks, treasury as well. So you're going to have a lot of things to work with here potentially.
And you're getting to the point
Ooh, raise your hand in chat if you've done this.
somewhere Martin's pushing a button and we all got to take a drink.
Tactical save initiated.
So, yeah, we're getting to the point. Harp, package, tower key are your only boss gating key items not called the Darkness Crystal. So once we see Darkness, we might be done going for key items, honestly.
And now keep in mind too, we've seen, I believe we have 5 of 7 already covered, because I know Val was in Fagul, Rubicant was in King Queen, and Golbez was in Waterfall. So there's even a chance that Darkness might not even be necessary unless you don't find the pass, in which case,
Yeah. We have not seen Sirens. We have not seen Bacchus on Earth. Now
we did
started-
see a Siren in the chest
Yes.
in Castle Evelyn, but not in stores, no.
and we started with 1 or 2 as well. Okay, this will be Val for Funnel, so this will be 5 for him.
Yeah.
We do have Edge. We have the ability to steal both. Yes. If we take the Harp check, you can steal Sirens from the Ogres, or you can steal Bacchus from the Ogres. So that's an option if we see Harp. The bigger thing is going to be the alerts in the Tower of Babel to get some Sirens.
I mean, you figure at this point, depending on how the 2 shielded checks and potentially Zot and Baron checks shape out, if you see a Darkness, that question's not going to get asked for a while, probably.
Yeah. And again, Darkness does open the potential for a D machine. And you may need to go check Giant anyways, so it's not the worst idea in the world. Even already 45 minutes in the sea, just to go D machine, get your levels, and hope to spike a boss in the Giant.
Well, let's see if we can answer at least one question here. So Sheila 1, not Darkness. In fact, the opposite of the...
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
Well, at least there's a boss in there. But now, as I was thinking about this, as Charlie's about to go check those 2 bosses that we know are Young and Octomam, there's also the possibility, since these are 2 fights that you commented earlier, that probably won't get taken for a while, if Darkness Crystal happens to be in one of those 2 fights.
Yeah. If those are, I'm pretty sure those are going to be last locations for both of our runners.
Demon that package with Darkness, please.
Demus doesn't give an item.
Roll to change the seed, please.
Too late.
Look, you get to do that in Red Moon, Asuka. You get to do that in your attorney races.
I won't last long enough. Continue.
But in the meantime, we have a much more important thing to roll here because it's time for everybody's favorite show.
Rate that treasury.
Speaking of sirens, Apple is nice. Stardust Rod for, oh yeah, those black mages.
Oh, there's the other
Alright,
Hansa
nice.
Steel. There's your Protect Ring. There's an inventory boss.
Yeah, there was a defense sword in there as well, so there's another nice dart. Yeah, it's like a Stardust. Oh wait, who's gonna equip it? Darn it!
And just for fun, there's that Leviathan.
And just mess. Yeah.
So not great. I mean, there's a couple things you
Yeah.
can use, but it definitely doesn't make you go, okay, I'm set.
I'm gonna call that money of 10.
Yeah, that's
Most of
sounds
that's
about
getting
right.
sold.
Yeah.
So Funnel's taking that Earth Crystal up to Zot. Charlie is gonna give us the sealed cave boss check. The save outside, so you can just reset out. But yeah, this could be interesting.
You gotta appreciate the cheeky check.
It is. It's a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get down there, and if you're just gonna get the boss immediately because you have the key item. So it's one of those plays that's probably worth it. It just feels bad to do because it just takes time.
Yeah, but if it's not one of the bosses that Charlie's looking for, it's going to be a bit of a feel bad moment. But
Yeah.
like I said earlier, there's no such thing as a bad choice because you have no idea.
Yeah.
It's all boss hunts. If Charlie ends up finding one of the remaining 3 bosses we're looking for, Charlie looks like a genius right now.
Yeah, it's one of those checks you really should do it. It's just, do you want to?
Yes, because again, it's that out of the back of your head. So you're not always wondering, is it there?
Because every boss that you take that isn't that, you end up spending more time in your head being like, it's going to be there, isn't it? It's going to be there.
Well, we have an Odin here in the Mega Sister spot. We're going to put those Thunderclaws to good use here.
Yeah, it's a good thing you started with 2 of them. Makes that fight go, just a tad bit faster.
Wait, there was a fight?
I mean, fight is a strong word.
Very. There was a speed bump, I think.
No bully.
I felt a little bit of wind. All right, well, cheeky check. Let's see what we got.
Well, you know what? We don't have to worry about seeing Doctor talking elsewhere. I'm good with that. Unfortunately, we don't get a boss that changes the color of the pig. The color of the pig hair actually can change based off of what the second boss at Zod is. But we don't get one of those today. Unfortunately.
Ooh.
CPU is Zot 2. You'll see 2 black pigs. If it's Demist, you'll see 2 clear pigs. It's really kind of interesting.
It's like with the floating hand. I didn't realize that that's what it was for the longest time. Ghost hand's my favorite.
Yeah. Ghost hand is always nice to see.
But speaking of more cheeky checks, we're going to see what that pigtail is. Oh, no, we're going to put it there for later. We're going to check the pan first.
Funnel checked it. I'm not remembering what it was at the moment.
Oh, did Funnel? I missed that.
Yeah, he stopped there on the way up to Fabul.
Level 1 was adamant. Package was number 2.
Yeah, it was the pink tail that I don't remember what it was at the moment.
Rybon mentioning in chat, Funnel didn't check it either. Just move the hovercraft there as well. So
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
maybe
now
just saving it there in case a rat tail shows up later.
as I say, that explains why I don't remember it. But
Well, if Charlie is possibly thinking about making more cheeky checks along with that Luca key, hey, there's a package in your inventory.
Radical, I'm noticing a disturbing trend here. There's a lot of free bosses on Earth.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to get some more key items done quickly, I mean, this is how you do it.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a lot of fights you really aren't happy to see on. Now, fortunately, with these flags, you don't necessarily have to take all those fights. Oh, hey, we can get underground.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
Honestly, it is a 10th key item. It's not the worst thing in the world,
I mean, you do have a Siren to work with too, so if you really wanted to. But it does lead him right to Baron, so it works out kind of perfectly in that.
mean, we have 3 or 4 at this point because we started with a couple and we found a couple. So honestly, 1 or 2 gold dragons is gonna be most of your grind with this party. You get Cure 4 on Rosa, and that's really all of what you need.
And as we continue on here, again, as we iterated earlier, you get closer and closer to potentially having to look at those 2 Town of Monster bosses if you're looking for moon access, because we're slowly starting to run out of things to check. I mean, at this point, if Baron doesn't turn up anything, you're looking at package for a boss, but in terms of key items, you're just looking at the 2 Town of Monster spots and Top of Tower, where we know, I believe, CPU, that's right.
Yeah, that's...
There's a lot of not fun in your future if you're looking for key items beyond this Baron.
Yeah. CPU at this point is, let's go buy more Drain Spears. that if I have to go do that, that is absolutely my first thought. Fortunately, we do have the back row flag on in this, in the Blue Moon. The Red Moon flag set does not have the back row glitch on, and that changes things quite a bit. So, kind of the dual flag set with the upcoming for CZ5 is going to make for some very different, very interesting plays between the 2 flag sets.
I will say it is a little entertaining on funnel side seeing Rosa in the front.
Oh, hi, Bigan. We wanted to see you on the moon, because we're not playing this seed. And we're terrible people.
Well, given some of the bosses that are still in our runner's future, potentially, I mean, we can't get everything we want.
That's a fair point.
We did already get Antline and Ruby, so, like, you know, we are getting pretty well spoiled already.
Do want to take a moment to shout out the people behind the scenes. Dathis, doing the hero's work, keep making all of this run. Asuka for blessing us with this wonderful seed and for pushing those buttons, and thank you for not eating them. Radical carrying me this for this hour. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And of course, our 2 runners, if you aren't following them, Funnel Cakes and Charlie, graduating Pink Puffs. This is the last time we will see these 2 in the Pink Puff League, so please give them both a follow if you haven't already.
And even in general, a shout out to the entire lineup of Puffs that are racing tonight, and Puffs that didn't make it but did play at some point this season. Congratulations for getting through another season of suffering. I mean, racing with you know what Oscar runs in Pink Puff League, which is a fantastic place to be.
Suffering is a good word. There is suffering.
Well, I didn't partake this year, so I wouldn't know. I didn't have to deal with any, you know, like draft seeds like we did last year, where we decided to go with full violence. I don't miss that at all.
Look, I ran out of time this season, all right?
Ladies' night was a thing, wasn't it?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't finish, really. It didn't take long before I said no. No, I'd like to have fun, actually.
So, we did see a pass there. That pass makes things very interesting.
Yeah, if we manage to find bosses before the moon, well, all of a sudden you don't have to think about Darkness Crystal, but we are running out of things to check soon, so... It's starting to look more like it's going to have some sort of Darkness Crystal, because unless we see something here...
Well, here's free.
So there's one we need.
Yeah, and at this point...
Because at this point, all that's left that's unlocked, I mean, package is unlocked. The only other 2 things that if you find, you would have Harp and Super Cannon, but we don't have those unlocked yet. So this will be interesting, that's for sure.
If this is Darkness, I think I'm still checking package immediately.
Oh, yeah, like, the cutscene is almost the same amount, and I mean, you're looking at, you know, knowing for sure about 1 rather than 6, which is a lot longer of checking, so...
And at that point... your crystal, well, we already have 10 key items, but you'll have your crystal, go steal 5 or, you know, a couple more sirens if you need, crack some eggs, and you're ready for Z.
Except for Tala. Tala's going to be napping a lot.
Well, that's his best use.
I mean, again, too, the knees are giving out constantly, so really just any light touch, any breeze is going to knock him over, so...
Look, he needs his rest so he can get up for the blue light special, okay?
I mean, damn, the way my knees are feeling right now, I feel like I do too.
you gonna call me out like that? Why would you say something so bold yet so true?
Because I may not have the notes for this race, but I do have the notes on life. Now, I've lost a lot of the pages, but I've found specifically, I've kept the painful ones. Those ones I have in full view at all times. But with that rat tail and a third objective ticked off, we're one boss. So package could be, if rat tail possibly gives us a harp or a tower key, that would be an interesting scenario. But again, darkness, if it happens to rear its ugly head.
I think you check rat tail, because at this point, again, you're looking at one of 4 spots for a darkness crystal, or the path to a darkness crystal.
I mean, we'll see which way funnel goes first. Looks like going for the rat tail. You do have a pink tail to check as well, so that does make sense.
Yeah. I'm still very... Charlie getting a big doll. It's not the worst spot in the world for it, but it's just still annoying.
Well, that's a whole lot of nothing. Does the pink tail at least give you something nice?
Yes, another dart.
I mean, it gives you jokes. Yeah, that works. I'll take it. So, yeah.
I was about to say, we expected anything else from this seed?
So, I mean, your choices now are package or Town of Monsters or Top of Tower. Good luck.
I really think package is the play. It feels like it's always hard to make that commitment because it is a time investment. But if you spike one of those, if you spike either Gauntlet or Kainazo right now, I mean, you're in go mode.
Now we see funnel here, but that may not... Okay, no. I thought that maybe you might have also been checking for traps just in case you wanted to go farm some sirens, but nope, we're going to go straight to the top, so...
I thought the same, to be honest.
CPU incoming.
So we have one Excalibur dart. Do we have any... We have a defense sword from the treasury. So
I think there's a ninja star as well. Like, there's a few things, but it's not... It's still not going to make this fight...
Yeah.
It's still going to be a tad bit irritating. It could be worse, but it's CPU. It's always irritating.
Well, it's unfortunate. Yeah. Who hasn't done that before? I'm gonna go. Oh wait, I don't have a tower key. Never mind. But it's not. You really want to see a boss that kind of specializes in magic attacks here, because there's no magic power whatsoever at this spot. So it's a little annoying in that this is just, static HP based damage. So you're really just going to have to deal with it. You can't use the spot to your advantage.
And I mean, at this point, Funnel is going to be up here being like, please look, just give me the bloody tower key so at least I don't have to come back here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see darkness, you're also thinking, well, that is 6 checks, but...
If you see...
There is some potential real irritation that could be happening here because, if you happen to get the darkness crystal here and one of those 6 bosses hides the tower key, in which the tower key leads to one of the 2 bosses you're looking for, that's kind of annoying. Not to mention, what if also one of the bosses there or the 2 in the Town of Monsters happens to hold the harp, which also contains one of the other 2 bosses you're looking for? There could be some unbelievable annoyances here, or they could just both be in giant, and who knows?
That means we have a good time and everyone else is sad.
That is the beauty of being in the booth. I don't have to think about any of this. I get to sit back, lean in this chair, and enjoy the ride.
It is a ride, yes. That is an excellent description of what this is at the moment. I still think package is the cheeky play right now.
That is true. The package is still unchecked at this point, and Asuka's probably, a little sad on the inside at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially if this is Darkness Crystal, if we see Funnel steal a Siren or 2 on the way out, and then maybe go check that package before he goes to the moon. That's just my guess at what we might see here.
But again, as I said, you're just throwing darts. You're guessing.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
For all you know, if you go straight to darkness, you're making the right play. For all you know, you're wasting all of your time. You have no clue until you do it.
Yep. There is no wrong play in this situation, I think.
No, there really isn't. Sometimes it's a joke, and legitimately in this flag set,
Yeah.
there is no wrong guess. Or no wrong play, it's just a wrong guess. And it is not.
Well,
So that should mean theoretically then that the Darkness Crystal is in one of those two fights in
There's the
the Town of
reset.
Monsters.
yeah, or at least
Or
the
at least a
path-
harp,
the-
which leads to
yeah,
that too.
the path
Ooh, or Tower Key. Oh.
You know, honestly, well, here goes Funnel. He's doing his grind with the sirens right now. People, please don't use sirens on top of your airship. Please take a step off.
There is so much pain that could still be had here. We're not even at Moon yet. Oh. I'm here for it
Yeah.
though. I love it. I love it.
No, just please, everyone listening, do not use sirens on top of your airship. Things can go horribly wrong.
Also, that's a mess that the people on the ship have to clean up. Don't make them do extra
Yes.
work.
I think
Do we all do? Just litter on the ground like everybody else.
I don't think we do a full grind here. I think we do a couple sirens, get Rosa to cure 4. And that is probably enough to take on the
Yeah, I
two.
mean, you've only got 4 anyway.
General
If you really want to, you can just get them all done. You've got pretty good experience.
Yeah.
And if you have to do things like moon fights, you'll get the rest of your experience along the way anyway.
True. Yeah, you can't go
Especially
wrong
if something
using
really
them all.
nice is in Ribbon Room, but most of the freebies, I think actually all the freebies might be gone now. I think only the Baron Guards might be left at this point.
As far as free, we haven't seen Dark Imps.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you're correct on that.
But yeah, I think that's it as far as the 2 freebies. Yeah. Well,
Funnel continuing to dodge the package, going for the Town of Monsters now, realizing, well, this is my future now. This is where I'm at. I
Remember,
always appreciate the cheeky in. I appreciate that.
remember
Look.
that during your long rest, your HP resets and you get all of your spells and abilities back.
About to say, sometimes you spend $50 to go to Motel 6. Sometimes you pay the extra to go to the JW.
I mean,
Gotta
damn,
enjoy
though,
things.
1,200? That's that. I mean, look, I see the room, but like, it doesn't look that fancy, and you have people just watching you while you're sleeping. That I don't know. That seems a little overpriced to me.
I mean, that's actually close to the prices of the JW, but that's neither here nor there. And let's not talk about how much my GDQ hotel room cost. But here we are. May March. Yeah, this is... Well, we're going to hit Octo first, which, with the
Yeah.
Thunderclaws, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any fight you're taking right now, it's going to be that one because at least you have some sort of an elemental advantage here. It's
Now-
still going to be painful.
One thing, I think Funnel still has the Artie Bow and Heroin Robe on Rosa, whereas Charlie's taking it off or to just put her in healer mode at this point. So that could potentially come into play. Well, never mind. Rosa's on the ground. Never mind.
Octoman had the notes, so
Yeah. Look,
like
you
I
got-
said, I don't have the notes. The notes are being traded between the bosses. I have no control over this.
sometimes you just got to write your own script.
Yeah, well, I went to school for programming and I dropped out, so you know, I wouldn't count on me for writing notes or writing a script either.
Trust me. Programming in school doesn't help. It really doesn't.
I know, that's why I dropped out.
Look, get out there, write your own scripts, break things on your own, fix it. That's the best. Well, that's a method, I should say.
Look, I'm just saying, if after 3 semesters, if the question is, what do you know? And my answer is, I have no idea, that's not a good sign.
I mean, that was college in a nutshell, let's be honest.
True. But someone who does know something will be Funnel Cakes very shortly, whether or not this is darkness or if you still have something else to do. And you still have something else to do, but that should mean then that Jan is
Yeah.
holding the darkness crystal.
Yeah, this is darkness, harp, or tower key. One of the 3 guaranteed.
That's true. The only way it's not darkness is if it's something that leads to darkness. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, no
Look,
lost trace.
if we want to go, if we really want to go super violent, we could always go for the triple.
All right, so
I
while
mean,
we're in this fight, Let's go with all three of you. Each get to pick which key item this is. We're going to start with Cubs. What item is this?
Since I'm in the booth and not playing, I want Tower Key.
Radical, what do you think this is?
I'll just be nice and give darkness. I've had enough fun already.
So,
And giving Oscar the heart makes sense anyway. Come on.
absolutely. It's a great emote.
Mm.
We'll say again, with a heart, we could steal some Bacchus, and that would actually be very good for this team on the moon.
Yeah, in a weird way, if Twin Harp is what leads to darkness, you don't hate it necessarily because it at least takes something off of your hands in terms of looking for items. So like, you'll still groan, but you also go, well, but...
Well, the biggest thing is, you get either Harp or Tower Key here, you know you have access to all but one boss, because you're eventually going to find darkness.
Yeah.
And you can just stop looking for key items at that point. Well, once you also find darkness.
I mean, don't you want a legend sword so you can get another X-Cal? Or wait, is Smith different in this flag set?
I believe this is Super Smith, yes.
It is Super Smith. Okay, well, there could be some fun in there.
Yay!
Hey!
Da 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 da.
All right, so here we go.
Twin Harp acquired.
Without Tower Key, we now have access to all but one boss spot.
You know,
assuming darkness.
it's kind of poetic because it is Final Fantasy IV, but in the words of Excalibur, you gotta give the people what they want.
Funnel gonna make the quick check down Sealed Cave. He did not do this earlier. It'll be a quick reset out, and then you have a choice right now. Do you take package first and try to dodge
Twin
the
Harp.
Wait,
That's
hold
a
on,
rock
hold
and a
on.
hard place from Oscar right there,
I was about to
actually,
say,
now that you think
wait.
about it.
Somebody clip this. Oscar just said no to a package check.
Hey, it's a win-win for me. Thank you very much.
That is a really interesting choice, though. I mean, logic would dictate you should check package because if that boss happens to be one of the two you're looking for, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if Twin Harp isn't one of your bosses and you're getting Darkness Crystal there, you have a bit of work still to do potentially. So it almost feels like it would be wiser to take the package check off the board now so you don't ever have to consider the overworld again.
Yeah, if you don't have pass, I think Harp is the play.
That's true.
That pass is really coming into play here.
But yeah, because Funnel Cakes does, ooh, that makes this a little bit spicier.
Yeah, if
Now Charlie at this point doesn't, which means
yes, he does. He did Baron as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the Baron trash can that gave a.
Oh, you're right. That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if the game really wants to be a butt, we'll see the gauntlet at the Kaipo Inn because, of course, we'll see that.
Well, I mean,
At least
you
they
kind of want that.
I mean, if I have a choice, I want a 500 HP Kanazo. If I don't have a choice, then yes, I'll take the gauntlet.
Yeah, but if you're going to make a choice between not one of your two bosses in the gauntlet, look, the gauntlet's going to be painful, but...
Agreed, yes. Gauntlet's also going to be something like relative agility 50 or something ridiculous at that spot. Agility gets weird at that spot with a possible agility of 1 to 2 for that boss spot.
Look, again, you're saying a lot of things, and all I hear is, yeah.
Look, this game is held together with black magic and duct tape, okay?
And a carrot on the side.
Yeah. And the fabled whistle occasionally makes an appearance. All right. So we have the harp check here from Funnel. Is Charlie gonna give us the package at the same time?
Only time will tell. I mean, again, package is just one of those checks that people just kind of opt not to do. So it wouldn't be surprising if both of our runners decide to forego that.
Oh, speaking of which, we're at the harp. Dathis, those ice cream sandwiches?
Yeah, they're right here. They're ready to go.
All right.
They're actually really delicious. You should
Wait a
have
minute.
some.
Hold on. You already. Wait a minute. You
I call some chicanery here.
Yeah.
That's not fair. You guys have probably eaten all of them before they even got to this point.
There are
Roll.
shenanigans afoot.
No, we're finishing them now. There's a difference.
Hide the others.
If we were all on
Sorry.
camera, I would make the anime like really big puffy pouty face right now.
Radical,
Death is in the
radical,
package. Check. They won't be found.
radical. If they're
Fair.
out of ice cream sandwiches, I say we talk during the harp check.
No,
I
I'm getting
will
my own
eat-
ice cream.
I will beat you both.
We'll both mute you.
Well, I guess in that case, everybody enjoy the tunes. What the heck is this? I didn't even get a chance to start eating my ice cream yet.
I don't even have audio. I don't even know what's playing.
All right, come on, tower key for fun. Aww. Ooh.
All right, I guess we should let the second harp play as well. See, now you have time to eat the ice cream.
Yay!
Ice cream's gone. Sorry.
We're talking.
I mean, if I really wanted to, there is Nanaimo bar ice cream in my future.
Dude, is there actually? Share that. This sounds great.
You shared with us.
No.
Well, we officially have both runners with moon access, and one officially completely ignoring the package. So, if Gauntlet or Kainatsu happens to be there, I mean, granted, you're gonna eventually find what you're looking for
Yeah.
on the moon, unless happens to be Tower Key, which, oh boy, would that be funny.
Jack the Giant.
Yeah, you have access to all but one boss spot at this point. But that package is just weighing on the back of my mind right now.
Just the thought of package, especially if Charlie doesn't check package either, if it's package and Tower Key, oh my god.
That's certainly possible. I mean, I've had plenty of
It's-
seasons where I last location my last two bosses.
It's not high odds, but it's not low odds either.
I've had
And given
far-
that Charlie's going to Mysidia, that package is remaining untapped.
Yeah, we need an anchor. Tella's gotten a little too much speed. And he needs to just go take his nap at this point. He's done enough.
Let Porum nap on things.
Oh, she will. She'll be doing a lot of napping on the moon. I mean, she's 5 years old. She needs to sleep.
Well, both of our runners have decided what the play is, so we'll definitely see how this shapes out. And it's going to be a matter, too, of which order do they check their stuff in. So there's still a chance for some deviance. There's really like 3 routes. You go to K value first, or you do top down and then K value at the end, or you do bottom up and you do K value. So we'll see.
We're praying for Bacchus here first, I think. And we get rewarded. I'll take 10 or 15 at the moment. That'll be enough for the rest of the seed.
I'll take yes to a
Indeed.
number. That's what I'll go with.
Yep. It's looking like a big number here.
I'll take whatever you can give me.
20 sounds good. Yes, please.
That sounds like a very good number. I mean, it's not. It's what I rolled, so I guess I'm a little bit biased in this.
Time to get wasted the seed, because that's the plan at this point.
And funnel starting with K value.
Yeah, I know I found myself starting with K value most of the time, because I mean, just walk in, you can just leave at that point. If it's
It does make sense.
Or,
it's the one that you can do the least amount of walking for and know before you even get to the actual fight itself. So
yeah,
it makes sense.
And it looks like Rosa is going into healer mode for funnel at this point. Yeah, both runners.
Rosa's done enough work, I think.
No, her work's is just about to start. That Cure 4 is going to be what she casts pretty much the rest of the
No. She's worked out enough. Now it's time to do all the knowledge checks.
Yes. As long as that Cure 4 keeps rolling nat 20s, we're fine.
We got a couple guys that are about to get really, 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 really Bacchus drunk.
Yeah.
So she's going to be sitting there with Gatorade and orange slices for everyone. It's soccer mom time.
The energy drink the next day. Oh, hi. That's a fight no one's taking. Oh. Hi. So talk about one of the worst fights in the game right there.
I strongly disagree. I think both of our runners, even though it's not on the list of objectives, should go and do it.
In the booth, I fully agree with you. Playing the seed, I cannot reset fast enough, and I'm never setting foot in that place again.
Unless it's Tower Key with one of the two bosses.
I'm fine not taking that risk, because that is a cheating wall at one of the highest attack power spots in the game.
But according to our two runners, they don't want to go to package, so unfortunately. Well, at this point now, you got a 2 in 7 chance of getting what you need here with the rest of the moon.
Imagine a world where package and the tower key behind that evil wall are our last two bosses.
I don't have to. I've already played that seed.
I mean, if that was actually the case now, I mean, look, the package shouldn't theoretically be a problem. It's now going to be like, it's a check out of spite. It's going to be it's an okay, fine check.
So I don't think Charlie picked up the Bacchus. So you don't need him at this point, obviously, but it's definitely going to be an advantage funnel if we find Kinazo. Gauntlet, you can deal with not having the Bacchus, because depending on the fight, or the kind of spot you did, it's just okay. Charlie did pick up Bacchus.
Also, I mean, I'm not too familiar with a lot of the Gauntlet fights here, but I've heard a lot of things about Masa Gauntlet.
Ogo Altar is not great, but I still, the Gauntlet I hate the most is Crystal Sword, because that first fight is a Fatal Eye. Have you fought a Fatal Eye recently?
Not recently, but I know that it's what's the word I would use for it? I don't think I can say that one here.
Yes, you are correct. Yeah, for some reason it has the boss bid and it has close to 30,000 HP. And it's just it's a single target plague is all it is.
Yeah, Fatal Eye, if there's any enemy that goes for violence that's not a boss, Fatal Eye is definitely one of them.
Very, very close. Plus, you also get a couple Blue Dragon fights, so those also exist. Now, we're going bottom up first. I was wondering if maybe one of our runners would go for Crystal Sword Altar first, but both are probably going to hit White Spear, Ribbon Room, and Masa in that.
I mean, again, it makes sense. It's the most checks next to each other at this point. Based on how they've routed, I don't think they're going for cheekiness anymore. They're just going for what's optimal at this point.
Absolutely. Oh.
And there it is.
You know what? I'm actually not upset to see it at this spot, because you're actually going to get some XP from this spot for once.
Yeah, if you were looking for any more of a grind, it's here.
You're going to walk out with a couple $100,000 or more. at a spot that normally you'll get 60 from. Yeah, I'll take that.
Now, granted, you still got to put the work in because it's Gauntlet, but it's over.
Well, here's the thing. Every fight at this spot can be weaked. So I'd be tempted to get Tella up, have him weak, and then put him down every fight. That's just a thought. Although we do have some hourglasses, so that kind of negates the need to weak.
I'm just going to sit here with my bowl of ice cream that is already melted and start crying a little bit because obviously our tower key package combo is not a thing anymore.
I mean, you still got time to go get more ice cream.
I do, but that also requires getting up.
I was about to say, oh, yeah, okay, that is true.
I'm still working on the whole mini freezer under my desk. It's still in process.
Can you is there a Canadian DoorDash?
Yep.
All right,
Skip
well,
the dishes.
That's your new best friend. They can bring you ice cream.
That's literally what it's called. It's awesome.
But I still have to get up.
For 3 seconds as opposed to...
I live in an apartment. It's a longer walk now.
Alright, fair.
Like, that's the point. I might as well just go to my freezer. If you're talking about the optimal strategy here for ice cream.
Well, at this point, the optimal this is really the last fight we need to get through. Because everybody's favorite mystery bot is coming up in the next 2 with the triggers. Yeah, you know what might be cool? Well...
Other than ice cream.
I was about to say, Funnel doesn't really have the option, but Charlie could cast Lit 3 on the trigger. That could be fun, right?
I mean, again, in quotations, fun for them. For us. For us, that's a them problem.
To say, would a Thor Rage trigger that as well? Let's find out. I don't know if it actually has to be Lit 3.
And if anyone's sitting like, wait, what happens if you lit a trigger? Oh, go try.
Yeah.
We won't spoil anything. Go and try.
It's not much better if you use it on the bot either.
Just
It
know
really
that he's
is.
in fact weak to lightning.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
The problem is he'll survive it regardless. You can't do enough to kill him in one shot. Although, he can be coffined. Runners have coffins and they're not using them. That's a little unfortunate.
I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know every single enemy and what can be coffined in this game, so I'm not going to
That's
pretend
true.
like I'm this wealth of knowledge.
Yeah. Very few standard enemies cannot be coffined. Fatal Eye being one of them. Another reason to not like that jerk.
And hey, a white spell just for extra fun there on Rosa's side.
Hey, an hourglass. Now we can stop something. Oh. Well, there's a crystal.
And we got any last memes here?
Is there another crystal?
Oh.
Hey, another useless rod. We didn't even have anyone to...
I was kind of hoping for the Legend Sword just for fun.
I was about to say, we didn't even have anyone who can equip that. Interesting choice here from Funnel. I get it. But we're going to go use the pass instead of just saving and continuing down.
I mean, again, if you're also
Yeah.
just taking the safety of, look, if I fail this first run, I don't want to have to do the Walk of Shame again.
That's the big reason. Yeah. If you're confident in the Z fight, it's probably a better bet to just save and go.
Yeah, because I think it's what, like somewhere between like 5 and 10 seconds faster.
Yeah. Either way,
it's a gain, but at the same time, it's just assuming that you know that this fight is not going to be. But either way,
it's
if
not-
it's the safer route, why not?
It's not an insignificant amount of time, but if that actually decides a race, there is something else far earlier in the seed that decided it, not using pass versus exiting. And
Well,
going
I
back.
mean, they could have solved this race sooner if they just checked the package. Not that I know that anything's behind that, but hey. I'll continue my pouting in I'd say in silence, but I'm a commentator, so I can't.
Well, I mean, we could
I
get.
can mute you.
Yeah, we could just have tracking and restream take over for commentary. It's fantastic.
I know
I mean,
you
we
would
can do every role.
love that.
What I would love though is there's some Z flags. What's up?
Oh, hey, there is a flag.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, when it comes to randomizers in this specific instance, Zeramis is kind of a pain in the butt when it comes to moving around. So instead of adding Zeramis to the pool, we decided that it'd be much more enjoyable to just kind of mess with the look of Z a little bit. So you see the flags in chat. The Z flags are up. There is a question that we have to ask. I'll let you decide who's going to take this over, because I mean, it's apparently two of you want in this on as well.
I was really looking forward to a nap.
The Puff Queen, of course.
Something, but
All right, fine. I've got a bad throat. Why not just go completely and mess up myself? In the words of Macho Man Randy Savage, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
Does it have a hat?
no question. Something, but.
I hope so, because I earned that, because now my throat hurts more. I shouldn't have done that. Oh.
Oh my lord, I love it.
Whoa!
The fact that the music at the start of this stream...
Look,
Dathis.
nope. You know what? No, I just that's just my brand. Man.
Dathis.
That's my brand, man.
Actually, in this case, it's both Dathis and Asuke. One provided the music, the other provided the sprite.
Look, I'm just putting my hands in the air and walking away, okay?
This is what happens when she and I work together.
Yeah. How have we not gotten banned yet?
Because this has been a good race.
I don't know. We can get
Question
Scully in
mark?
here to tell us why.
I mean, we have 4 comms. Why not make it 5?
Z is in chat.
Look. I've heard there's a record that needs to be broken at some point. You
Hey,
know,
y'all, there's a fight going on?
There's a fight?
There's two.
Oh. I just thought we were drawing Zeromus in high-quality DOS era MS Paint.
uh-oh.
Well, you have to all remember that the reason why we do like any for Enterprise is for the joke, right? So long as it's funny, that's fine.
This might not be the first time this week we've had magic without actually having to do magic. Just saying. If you did not see the Monday night community race, please go watch that Z fight.
Go watch it. It's beautiful. It was almost better than getting a adamant armor drop on stream. Technically rarer.
Yeah, Escaron almost shut down Free Enterprise. Congratulations.
Congrats.
We think.
Anyway, you should be like doing a thing, I think.
I mean, the runners are the ones doing the thing.
Yeah, they're doing the thing very well from what I can see here.
Yeah.
Better than me, for sure.
Power rage, yes! I just liked that. That made me happy.
Also, like, look how close the guys are in fight.
Oh, yeah.
In races
This
like
is
lockstep. This
neck
is
and neck.
awesome.
There has not yet been a finisher.
I was just about to say, there is no finisher yet.
Is there gonna be a...
Oh boy.
No, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't care about that when it's outside of tournament
Last
season.
race of PPL.
But wait.
Now
Hold
is
on.
the time for a tie. Next week, that's a different
I
story.
would say, hold on.
Yes.
This is a tournament seed. So in theory,
It's
this is
not, it's not part of the tournament officially.
this is a tournament tie.
It's tournament adjacent!
Dathis, are you actually trying to get banned at this point?
Yeah.
I would throw you out of the room, but that would kick everyone else out.
And I will just solo the comms for the rest of the race. All right. You underestimate my memery.
Well, you know who's not soloing this race? Either of our runners, because everybody's still standing except for the anchors, which, is not shocking.
But burying
again-
the lead with the actual fight. means.
Unless somebody's actually counting, which it's definitely not me.
Numbers on stream? What?
We're really just waiting to see who finishes here. And remember, it may not necessarily be one of our 2 runners on stream here. There are, I want to say I saw 10 or 11 runners today.
Look,
A 0 number.
all I'll say is
11,
that
yes.
in the first 2 Sirens color races, the winner wasn't on restream. Oh, but we have rocks.
Well, it's just about there. So do we get the winner of this season also winning the final race of the season?
Here's the real question. Do we have a kamikaze?
Ooh.
No,
We ain't got time for that.
Why? We're gonna desert Kane just so he lets us down again?
Don't let
But he's
me
never gonna give you up.
down, Kane.
And there it is.
Gee!
GG to Funnel, taking home first place in tonight's race. Time of, well, we'll get the time here in a moment.
Time is
Making me do work.
1:32:30.
I got you, boo.
A fantastic showing from our first place graduate, who we will see shortly here for an interview. Speaking of which, we are joined by Funnel Cakes. GG on winning the race tonight and obviously the entire season. How is this seed going for you? How did you feel about your well, I guess like, main foray here into the Blue Moon flag set?
I was feeling pretty good up until the rat tail didn't give me darkness. Then I was like, oh no, it's underground still. And I had 3 spots underground to go look for the darkness chain.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We were all sitting here in the booth just dreaming about the possibility of a tower key and a package for those last 2 bosses. There were some interesting ideas getting floated around here.
Yeah, no, I was worried that someone was gonna hit the package early, get the last boss, and then be, done without even finding a darkness crystal, and then just pass their way right up there.
Would you like to know what the package was?
I would like to know what the package was.
It was D-Loners.
All right.
Boo!
Not as exciting, but it makes me feel better in terms of routing.
It makes me sad because I spent the last hour talking
Yeah.
about it potentially being something.
You weren't the only one. Well, in the meantime, I just want to point out Charlie coming home in second place at 1:32:59. 30 seconds on this flag set is nothing to sneeze at. That's a very close race.
You got our top 2 runners and finishing that close to each other. It was a fantastic race to watch. It was neck and neck there in that Z fight.
Yeah, I was worried. Part of me was like, do I just, accept that Yang's gonna do like 900 damage a punch and just zerk him too? But Edge's HP was just low enough that I think an unnerfed Big Bang really took the wheels off the cart.
I mean, you also could have had a little more help down the road if, the seed didn't decide to have some jokes and be like, hey, would you like Antlion at Rubicon so you can throw every dart that you've accumulated over the course of this seed so far?
Yeah, it would have been nice to keep a few of those, but I'm glad I just saw Antlion and hurled the kitchen sink.
That CPU, boy, that's a boss to find at that spot, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like fighting CPU ever, so that's why it stayed as late as it did.
I was very tempted to, if I'm playing that, to go back and buy more Drain Spears. Did that ever come across, anything like that come across your mind? Go back and re-gear for that?
I think because I had done Earth or Treasury already and had Masamura power on Edge, I figured I could just, even if it's just the fight command, it's probably going to be close to Drain Spear damage.
Yeah, back row glitch does a lot of work in this flag set.
It really does. And I was very sad I never found a Boomerang, a Drain Axe, or Dwarf Axe, any of those things. Because that would have really tied the team together in terms of party ordering.
You found a lot of swords for the guy that's not in the seed, though, right?
Yeah, at least they were the throwable kinds.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of sweat going on at ordeals when you're sitting there being like, please don't be Rydia, please don't be Rydia, please don't be Rydia.
You know, I think I might have been okay with Rydia, because it would have probably pushed me to just go full mages and take the Tela and probably try and, you know, find a grind somewhere. I mean, in hindsight, that would have been very unfortunate as darkness came up so late and there wasn't sirens anywhere, I don't believe.
No, there were no sirens. Yeah, you would have to steal them.
I mean, also, too, the seed itself just being full of all kinds of jokes. I mean, giving you 2 bosses in the Town of Monsters that you didn't want to really think about for a while. And of course, it just happens to be the last possible thing you check is the one that has the item that you need to not even get the Darkness Crystal yet, but still do a little bit of work to get said Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, the harp made me feel a little better, because if someone did that early and had it, harp's not a check people like on this flag set, even as much as they like the music. It's a long check for one boss.
Yeah, it's weird how flipping everything to boss hunts just completely changes the way you attack these seeds. It's so radically different from really the mindset of previous tournaments. It's just all about saving time wherever you can and skipping whatever you can.
Yeah, and that's kind of why it's a nice change of pace from just normal, you know, complete X objectives. It's a very, you know, cut corners as fast as possible, and it's fun to try and optimize every little thing, because you can look back at any seed and go, oh, I could have, you know, jumped around with saves here, or I could have left a save somewhere here and, you know, bounced around all over the place.
So with that all being said, I'll ask this last one before I turn it over, unless Cubs has something to, if potentially Oscar wants to say something before we let you go. Obviously, you getting first place this season, you're going to be graduating. You're getting set for the tournament. How you feeling after this Pink Puff League is now coming to an end?
I'm feeling good coming into the tournament. I have seen the people talking in the Discord with the blue moons next to their name, and there is a lot of scary people I don't want to run into right away.
There's going to be some very interesting first round matches. You're absolutely right. There's going to be some people that you wouldn't expect getting knocked out very early, especially given that these are all going to be best of 1 matches.
Right, and with the double elimination, depending on how, you know, if you lose, you could also have an equally strong opponent as your second match.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun few months, or a fun few weeks as we get this going.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing what this tournament's going to bring, because this flag set, oh boy, is there some fun to be had. But that being said, before we let you go, Oscar, since you are obviously, you know, the person that runs all the things here, do you have any final words here for Funnel before we move off of this interview and get Charlie up here?
GG's on being puffin' awesome. And congrats. I didn't have anything prepared. I was eating ice cream.
Yeah, I know, and you're not, and still not sharing.
Yeah, that's been the story of this race.
It's Dathis' fault. Radical stole yours. But no, it's
Funnel is sitting here being like, what is happening? What's all these memes that I don't know about?
Watch this one back. It's a thing.
It's honestly been really fun. It's always fun to watch all the puffs grow from whatever they started and to just amazing runners. And I know we're going to see a lot of really cool things. We've already seen a lot of really cool things from you and Charlie and everybody else, and I'm looking forward to seeing you run the table in the tournament. I gotta back my puffs. So yeah.
Well, GG's once again to Funnel. Funnel may be having some tech issues being able to hear us, so we may not be getting a response from that. But otherwise, GG's once again winning the race tonight, and obviously for winning the entire season. Good luck in Blue Moon.
Yeah, from one former puff to another, your jacket is on the way. Don't worry, we'll get you taken care of. Until next time, see you in Blue Moon, sir.
And we are now joined by Charlie. GG's second in the league and second in the season and second in this race by 29 seconds, no less. How you feeling after what was quite the whirlwind of a race before getting that darkness crystal?
Yeah, I'm just thankful to get to dodge the CPU with a whole one backroad melee character. Yeah, I don't feel too bad about it, to be honest. It felt like, it felt at first like Fey March might be a good fade, but turns out it wasn't the case, and it's just how things break sometimes.
Well, I mean, based on how obviously you and Funnel finishing almost right next to each other, and we're still seeing people slowly come in here. I mean, it made sense. Everybody had the same idea. Those two fights, the Young and the Octoman, were just fights that you know that might have to happen at some point, but not right now. And you had it quite a bit open still, especially having the early pan checks. You had Earth Crystal, you had Baron Key, you had a lot of things to do. It made perfect sense to go get those off the board right away.
Absolutely. Just wanted to route in as much else as I can. I mean, Baron is such a huge, like Baron and Zot 2 are just huge spots to check. And anytime that you can route in Zot 1 just naturally, instead of having to just artificially kind of go there before you go Moon, there's some definite value there I see in the flag set so far. So yeah, I think that outside of some kind of minor quibbles with how I kind of routed it overall, I think, yeah, I'm overall pretty happy with it.
I think this seed really shows the effect of only having those free characters, because just beyond all the holy swords, if you have a Cecil, you're taking that karate immediately as soon as you get down there. And
absolutely, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think there's a question that probably 90% of the race is going to last location that, because that spot is just awful if you don't have that Cecil, and it's just. It really shows how one character, especially when it's Cecil, can make all the difference in the world with how you approach everything.
Indeed, absolutely, yeah. If any of the other three melee were a Cecil instead, if it was Edge instead of Cecil, then the seed slows way down. Edge kind of propels you forward pretty quickly. But yeah, the abundance of Excals, you're absolutely taking that fight. Just right away. Probably still dodging the Octoman, because Octoman is still kind of rough there. But yeah, so be it. I mean, it's the rando gonna rando, so they say.
Yeah, I don't feel bad at all leaving those, and if I lose off of that, it's gonna happen. GG to whoever takes that early.
So with the way the party was shaping up, obviously, again, not seeing a Cecil, you're not even getting a Palom, which could have been an interesting thing for some black magic runs. Was there a little bit of, oh no, is this my party, when you only had the Ordeals check left? At least thankfully you get the Cane, but it obviously wasn't what you're looking for. Before you go to Ordeals, how are you feeling about that party shaping?
I don't mind Yang. I know that there are a lot of folks that will say that Yang's really not that good on this flag set. I think that the fact that he can tackle some of the elemental weaknesses and the huge health pool, and the fact that he's cheap to equip, kind of all those things combined, I'm pretty happy to take him. If with the limited character set, definitely was hoping for a Cecil. A Palom absolutely would have been nice, especially considering that maybe even pivot to mages. Who knows? But yeah, I think kind of given what we're given is just one of the best things about the flag set is you're just kind of having to make chicken salad out of whatever you get.
Yeah, the limited characters we were talking earlier. It's nice to know what you have available immediately and what you're looking for.
Very true. Like any summon orbs, if you don't have Iridia, can just go straight into the bin. The holy swords. I don't have to feel bad about darting a light sword early, or darting an Excal to get through the hook route. It lets me kind of leverage resources differently, and I think that's going to be a big part for a lot of the races coming up, is who can kind of leverage the resources that they get a little bit better.
Well, with that being said, I asked this question to Funnel before we let him go for the night. You obviously finishing second, you're graduating, you got the tournament coming up. How you feeling after the end of the season? How you feeling going into the tournament?
Tournament itself, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm starting to kind of take on the mindset that every seed I run is just a practice for the next. So like tonight, there's some things I can kind of pick up and learn from and just kind of iterate on. So pretty happy to, and definitely going to be happy to watch this back and to kind of hear your thoughts on it. The club as a whole, I've been absolutely thankful for everything that Asuka's done and everything that that the helpers have done to kind of help make this club what it is. It's been a blast to be a part of it. Wasn't able to really stick with it last season, unfortunately, kind of did some things, but very happy to have been a part of it. Hopefully, I'm hoping to be able to contribute to future seasons. Happy to help out with any of the newer folks that come in. Although I might not necessarily stream on Twitch as much, I'm around in Discord all the time. So definitely, if there's anything that I can help with, I'm more than willing.
And Asuka, if you have any last words for our other graduating puff.
I mean, we know you prepared words.
Well, I mean, not yet. Well, no. If
No.
both of you think that anything is ever prepared with
I was about to say, we know she prepared ice cream. That's about it.
Oh, I ate the ice cream. No, but just like I told Funnel, it's been amazing and really puffing awesome to watch all of you grow into, honestly, the group of free enterprise players that I wish I could hold a candle to. Y'all are amazing, and you are gonna run the table in Blue Moon, all of you, and I'm gonna be here for it. So GG's, and we're gonna miss you. I'll love to have you back because it's fun, and yeah, you get to teach the puffs for season 4 if we.
Oh, that's gonna be sweet. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Asuka.
Thank you.
And GG's once more. Fantastic race by you and Funnel tonight. 30 seconds between each other, neck and neck in that Z fight. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Indeed. Thanks, Radical. Thanks, Cubs, for doing the comms. Like I said, I'm looking forward to getting to watch this back, kind of hear your thoughts, kind of as things go through. Dathis, kind of thank you for this seed was great. I thought it was a very solid representation of kind of how Blue Moon can go sometimes. And Asuka, again, thanks so much for everything that you've done. Thank you for pushing the buttons aside. But again, thanks. And I'm looking forward to what kind of comes up from Pink Puff Season 4, what comes up in the tournament coming up. So thank you very much.
I promise you'll hear something when you watch this back. I wouldn't exactly call it thoughts on the race.
That's okay.
Yep. But GG again. Well done. And see you in Blue Moon, sir.
Indeed. Thank you, folks. You folks have a great night.
Dathis.
And with that,
No, stop. Hold on. No, I got new dice.
Ooh.
I think I got new dice. I think I did a good job. This dice is nice. It's not totally loaded, even though it totally is. But you don't know that.
Then I require a saving throw versus the summoned spirit.
Okay, I want to summon the epic spirit. Come on. 20! I get to summon an epic spirit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna summon Scala.
We already did
I
that.
guess
Hi.
I guess I'm back.
I mean, look, there are summons in these games that you want to summon more than once. It makes sense.
Oh my
Right?
god! Can I be like, how cute am I as a summon? Am I as cute as Carmichael?
I mean, I'm
You
looking,
are-
I'm
you are
looking
the
at the
cutest.
emote. Or, I mean, I'm looking at your avatar. It makes I agree. I think that's true.
I see
Also,
flashies.
did you all know that for your reactive image you can have a GIF?
I see that.
I have bestowed upon everyone a great deal of knowledge, which I'm sure will be used to its fullest extent.
I see
in the
flashies
upcoming
there. I
tournament.
like that.
Only for good too.
I have
Only for
no
good.
intention of using it for evil memes.
Good
No.
or memes. Okay, good or
Only
memes.
good, only good.
Memes.
But there was a thing that we had to bring in, which is we like to give out a little special thing to our puffs.
Mhm.
So, to Funnel Cakes, I will be contacting you because you get a Sprite.
Yay! GG's!
GG's. Please pick something fun or something simple. it'll be for the next update whenever that happens.
And
Yep.
Funnel is smiling in chat right now.
Yeah. So
So
I like
congrats.
Bring
congrats.
news or be kind to Scala.
I mean, the thing is that it is whatever you want within reason. Within reason.
Beyonce dancing?
I was gonna say, Z says, I know there's a JLo sprite in.
There's a JLo sprite in there. If someone wants Beyonce muss, I'm okay with it.
But can I put a crystal ring on it?
Yes, you
Perfect.
better. But I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my saving throw.
Well, since we have the great spirit of Scala, would you care to take us out to where we are going to go and inform the peoples of tomorrow night's community race? When you're not being attacked by...
You're making Scala do work, Dathis.
Wait. No, my headset was turned off for like 5 seconds.
I was gonna say, you got
What work do I
attacked
have to
by...
do? What?
Would you like to send us where we need to go, Scala? Or would you like to
Oh.
disappear into the ether?
I'll do the thing. We're gonna. It would help if I moved stuff around. There we go. We're gonna go say hi to Gilmlock. Oh, it would help if I actually typed out the command. There you go. Have fun.
I do believe, yeah, it's
There's one last community race. Well, weekly community race. Then we also have from the perspective of on Saturday. That's a move. Usually that's on Sunday. This week it's on Saturday. It's from the perspective of Golbas. But before that, Friday night, last weekly community race. It's FF4FE alive again. There's going to be more magic, but this time it's going to be intentional.
just want to point out, I do believe it's Gimlock's birthday, and they're doing a
It's
birthday
Gimlock's
stream.
birthday? Oh my god.
Yay!
Please rate of happy birthdays.
Yes.
Happy.
No spoiling.
No spoiling, but come out Friday and Saturday, and then we're going to figure out a perspective stream. Don't worry about it. It's all going to totally work out. I totally didn't just remember that I have to do that right this second.
Last second things from you? Never.
But never.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all again.
Thank you, Scala. And thank you all the puffs that took part.
I think we've rated.
We have.
I know we have.